This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Megan Shepard. It's great to have you with us. Topping news, the country's 40th anniversary of independence is just hours away now, and despite months of planning, Mother Nature is threatening to have her way by interrupting events leading up to the big day. As Grand Bahamians prepare to celebrate the country's 40th anniversary, some residents are concerned about the possible threat of rain. Meteorologist Kirk James says we are currently experiencing an upper-level low and tropical wave, which means expect active weather.
For the independence celebration this evening, the latest predictions look like a 30 to 50% rain chance. They're showing light to moderate for the most part, and moderate to heavy rain tomorrow. Like I say, the first half of the day, if not perhaps as much as 2/3 of the day, but tomorrow looks pretty wet.
James says the Northwest Bahamas could experience quite a bit of rainfall on Friday and Saturday, but that will all depend on the exact track of Tropical Storm Chantal. He says right now the storm is still too far away to determine what will happen.
As far as Chantal is concerned, previous forecasts had the storm moving generally to the southeast, approaching us from the southeast and northwest Bahamas, and affecting us, let's say, late in the work week to the weekend. But now the latest forecast tracks has shifted it further to the west, so that's more of a concern to us, and that's why these tropical systems must be watched closely from advisory to advisory, which is every 6 hours. So right now we're looking at I don't see any strong winds thus far for the northern Bahamas. That's our primary concern.
James is urging residents to pay attention to weather updates as conditions are constantly changing.
Right now it's a tropical storm. Winds, it's slowly strengthened from this morning. Now it's up to 65 miles per hour. And in terms of our area, like I said previously, it was forecast to be a depression just some 12 to 18 hours ago. Now they're forecasting it to be a tropical storm, perhaps a minimum tropical storm, going close to Abaco. Like I say, it's very far away, and a lot of changes could occur between here and there. The National Weather Service makes it plain. There's a lot of uncertainty in the future track, so we don't want people to lock in on it and say, this is gold.
He says residents should continue to monitor the progress of Chantal and ensure that they are prepared during this hurricane season. Tonight is the big night for the police department and other uniform branches as they get set to stage a special performance in honor of independence. But you may be wondering what impact the threat of rain could have on tonight's event. Well, Inspector Rado Dame says they will not be deterred.
The show will go on. We don't want you to sit home. Come on out. You may get 1 or 2 showers of blessing, but it's worth that drizzle of rain. But we expect that the weather will not hamper what is planned there tonight.
Late this afternoon, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, inspected the park grounds in preparation for tonight's event. Tonight, Minister Darville has special thanks for Freeport Aggregate for helping to ensure that Independence Park is in good condition for what is expected to be a spectacular show. The police tattoo parade begins at 10 p.m. at the Independence Park on Coral Road. Inspector Dame says, make no mistake about it, it will be a show that every Bahamian would be proud of.
Residents can expect precision drilling along with physical displays, along with motorcycle and car maneuvers. We're going to have demonstrations by our canine units, and of course we're going to have musical selections by our combined Royal Bahamas Police Force, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and Bahamas Prison Services Band. And tonight, this marks a special night in our country's history. And one of the climaxes is a feu de joie tonight, a celebratory rifle salute to the country, and a special flag raising ceremony. So we ask you to come out tonight because this is going to be a wonderful show that we have lined up tonight for 2 hours.
Now, despite the threat of rain, organizers of tomorrow's Ecumenical March and Motorcade are moving full speed ahead. This Independence Day, Grand Bahama will have 2 separate marches. The first parade to be held in Freeport will leave the area of the Mall Drive and Adventurous Way at 9:30 in the morning and will include churches, sporting, and youth groups. A motorcade will leave the Rugby Club at 10:30 a.m. Now, 8 Mile Rock will host its own march and motorcade at 3 p.m. Dr. Cecil Thompson says these events are significant and every Bahamian has an obligation to ensure that they are successful.
I believe if we all come together, the churches, the business community, the banks, the insurance companies, the hotels, the sporting communities, if we come together, with God's help, we cannot fail. But if the majority of us find comfort in not getting involved and sitting on the sidelines, what happened 40 years ago, some other nation builders were responsible for that. It's our time to make our contribution.
Now, there has been a change in plans for tomorrow's Independence concert in Port Lucaya. Due to the threat of rain, Port Lucaya Marketplace has been rescheduled for July 20th. An Independence Gospel concert held at the 8 Mile Rock Gym last night. It wasn't a grand turnout, but those who attended had a good time nonetheless. The concert was held in honor of Grand Bahama's very own, the legendary Cooling Waters. Peter Adderley, the co-chair of the Independence Committee, says the 40th anniversary of Independence is the ideal time to honor the world's renowned gospel group.
In this 40th anniversary of Independence, there is no better group to honor. This is the legendary. This is the fantastic. This is the glue and the rock that has made gospel music on Grand Bahama. And it came from no other place than 8 Mile Rock, Grand Bahama. I told them if 4 people came to celebrate tonight, 4 is enough for us to have a party in 8 Mile Rock. And those who are not here, too bad for them, because we are going to have a good old gospel time in the Lord.
The concert came to a close with a performance by the Cooling Waters. Leader Lloyd Grant says they are grateful for the honor and they plan to be around for a long time to come.
This gesture by the 40th Anniversary Committee is much appreciated by the Cooling Waters. Some of us in the group are not even, I think all of us are over 40. But come next year, the group would be celebrating 50 years. 50 years of singing the gospel. And I tell you tonight, Peter Adley, for the record, make sure you make a note of this, that we are going to stop at 100 years old. When the Cooling Waters would have reached 100 years old, we're going to hang up our war tools. That all right? Can we sing for another 50 years? Would you like to hear the Cooling Waters singing for another 50 years? Come on, would you like to hear the Cooling Waters singing for another 51 years?
Now, Tropical Storm Chantal is expected to be a rain event, and here in Grand Bahama, intermittent rain is already having an impact on one local business establishment. Monday was a normal day at Playtime Sports, but that was up until the rain began. General Manager Ghassan Haddad says small leaks quickly turned into pouring rain, and then the ceiling tiles began to fall.
The roof needed to be replaced because every time it rained we had some leaks, but not major leaks. We had leaks in the office, leaks in minor leaks like every roof on this island, and the roof needed to be replaced. Although we pleaded with the contractor not to start this week because we have a holiday weekend, which is tomorrow, Independence Day, and then we had rain expected. But then he said I could finish it as quick as possible. He said within 1 day, 2 days he could be finished, and like we said, we didn't finish even half day before the rain started coming in.
Haddad says there was still a considerable amount of damage and the employees moved quickly to save the merchandise. He hopes they will be back in business by the end of the week.
The storage room, yesterday we had probably in the back, I would say maybe ½ an inch of water, and we had some stuff on the floor, and also the big equipment like the sporting equipments like treadmills and all, they got wet. Some shirts got wet, some shorts, but our staff, we have quite a few of them, and they took the initiative and they started moving stuff before everything got damaged. But like I said, that damage could be replaced as long as you don't lose any lives.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues after this.